Hey darlings, it's Miss Naylor. We're going to start on page 22 of our roots book today. So go ahead and turn to page 22. You're going to highlight the root anti and underline its meaning against or opposite. Now this is the root anti, so this is the primary meaning for that spelling, but it does have a secondary meaning when it like the root ante. So be aware, we're looking at the against opposite meaning this week, okay? Anti meaning against is easy to spot in such words as antifreeze, antitrust, and antisocial, but it can also help clarify more difficult words. One anti-word which you probably won't have occasion to use and that won't be included in the tests for this book is interesting just because of its story. Antipodes, from the roots anti meaning opposite and pod meaning foot, means literally with the feet opposite and refers to any place on the opposite side of the earth, because the people there seem to be standing upside down with their feet opposite to ours. The British refer to Australia and New Zealand as the antipodes because those countries are on the opposite side of the earth. Let's take a look at what this could mean. It could mean something like, oh, we have someone old and someone young. Yin and yang, the opposite colors, right? And then something like a chess game. Two people play against each other and the pieces are opposite colors, right? Now we're going to look at the words in two categories. The first batch of words are the root anti meaning against. Like an antagonist. Highlight the word antagonist and its root agon meaning struggle. This is a noun and it means one who opposes and contends against another, an adversary. So for instance, in The Tortoise and the Hare, the tortoise is the protagonist, but the antagonist is the hare, right? He opposes and contends against the main character. He is the adversary. All right, our next word is antagonize. Now the word antagonize has the root agon in it, meaning struggle. So you want to highlight that and underline its meaning, the act of incurring or provoking hostility. So again, the root agon meaning struggle, this is a verb, so it's an action, the act of incurring or provoking hostility. And let's take a look at one brother antagonizing another. One's playing on the iPad, little brother gets jealous. Oh, so mean, right? That's antagonizing your sibling. Don't do that. All right, our next word is antibiotic. It has the root bio meaning life in it, so highlight that. It is a noun. A substance produced by a microorganism that destroys other harmful living microorganisms. Let's learn a little bit more about them. Okay.
The reason I got antibiotics in the first place was because I had the symptoms of Lyme disease, which is caused by bacteria that is transferred by ticks, and it can cause pretty big problems if it's left untreated. The antibiotics stopped my bacterial infection, but the other cells in my body were obviously not affected.
Pretty cool, right? So that's what an antibiotic does. Our next word is antidote. It has the root dot to give in it, and it is a noun, so go ahead and highlight dot to give, okay? And underline its meaning, a medicine that counteracts or works against poison or disease. There are also two other definitions. Let's go ahead and underline those as well. Something that gives protection against injurious effects, something that gives relief against something else. So all of those are appropriate here, right? So one thing I like to think about with antidotes, sometimes we hear about antidotes for things that are kind of old wives' tales, right? Have you ever heard your mom talk about like, well, if you get a burn, you should put butter on it? That isn't really true, right? You should run a burn under cold water. That's the antidote. It counteracts what's wrong. It gives relief against the pain of the burn and helps keep it from blistering, right? But it can be something a lot more than that. So if you were bit by a snake, you would get a poisonous snake, you would get the antidote for that snake's venom, right? Our next word, antipathy. It has the root pathos, meaning feeling in it. And it is a strong feeling of dislike. So go ahead and highlight that root and underline that meaning. Note that it is a noun. That's really important, okay? Now we're going to transition. So that first group of words, those first five, were all the root anti meaning against. Now we're going to look at some words where anti means opposite. For instance, Antarctica. So Antarctica, right, is a noun, and it is the continent opposite the Arctic. Now there's a lot of other information in there, so find the definition, the continent opposite the Arctic, and underline that, okay? And then let's take a look at it. And here is the Arctic. So you see this man is going to visit, and he shows us Elephant Island. Oh, very cool, right? This is Antarctica, opposite the Arctic. Okay? All right. Anticlimactic, or anticlimax, sorry, is a noun. It means a sudden drop from the important to the commonplace. So if the climax of a story is that point at the top of the pyramid, the most exciting moment, then the anticlimax would be if you think you're about to get to the climax and then you realize, wait a second, this isn't really a climax at all. Let's take a look. I should clarify, this is actually a video that was made by a student to illustrate the meaning of the word. So let's see if we can figure it out.
Hey guys, you know what I really hate? When in like movies?
Hey, I told you, quiet down.
Get out of here, I'm trying to film! Hey guys, you know what I really hate? When you think something intense is about to happen.
Hey, this is the third time I've told you, you need to quiet down.
Alright! Hey guys, you know what I really hate? When in movies and TV shows or anything like that, there's something that looks like it's gonna be really, really intense, and then all of a sudden, nothing even happens.
Brandon, this is the last time I'm going to tell you, if you don't quiet down, I'm going to break that camera.
Alright.
See? That's exactly what happened, right? Nothing happened. We thought it got this big build-up and something crazy was going to happen, and then nothing did. All right. And our last word, antithesis. This word is going to be so important. We're actually going to read a story soon that involves us studying this happening, okay? So it has the root thes, to place, in it. Highlight that root. It is a noun. And antithesis means the exact opposite, okay? It also means ideas contrasted in balanced phrases. Something like, to err is human, to forgive divine, right? But focus primarily on that first meaning, okay? Love is the antithesis of hate. So here we have love, and here we have hate. Look at that. All right, again, antithesis with the root thes, to place, in it. The roots you should have highlighted today, agon, bio, dot, pathos, and thes. In addition to anti, the main root for the week. You're still responsible for all the old roots. You have 8 words for the week: antagonist, antagonize, antibiotic, antidote, antipathy, Antarctica, anticlimax, and antithesis. And then your exercises. You need to complete exercises 1 and 2 for this chapter. You need to complete your KIA exercises on the web. And your quiz this week will be on Wednesday. That means your KIA will be due Wednesday as well. I know that's weird and that's different, but for the next 3 weeks it has to be that way because of our pep rally and the orchestra and an 8th grade field trip and parent conferences. So lots of really exciting things we really want to do, so we have to shift roots a little bit, okay? I know y'all can handle it. Best of luck.